Okay, day 18. You probably noticed that the camera's somewhat closer to my face. Not really going to make a difference, but I just thought I'd move it a bit closer because before it was a bit far away. And yeah. Anyway, day 18. I'm going to start off with the negative straight away. I've said to myself that I keep lying to myself about when I'm going to get up. And I think we all do this. I think we've all done this because I've seen so many like memes about it and they're like, yeah, I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to start waking up at 5 a.m. now. And then it goes up, the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. You're like, fuck this shit. So I wasn't trying to get up at 5 a.m. I just wasn't trying to get up as late as I was getting up. And I said I was going to wake up at 9 a.m. I ended up getting out of bed at 11. Doesn't hurt to be real. I'll just be real with you guys. So yeah, I got out of bed at 11 o'clock today. I literally got out of bed, had a shower, and worked from the moment that I got on my computer. I mean, I got some yogurt out the fridge. I got yogurt. I put yogurt with bananas, blueberries, and honey, and yeah, I had that. And then I had a coffee as well. But other than that, I was literally sat at this desk until about 5:30, getting leads, like doing the most valuable thing that I can do at the moment, which is get leads. You haven't been watching the series. It's just literally get leads and outreach to people. So that's what I've been doing. And I've got past that point of it's like thinking it's a massive deal, because it's not a massive deal. But you make up this thing in your head that it's going to be a pain in the ass getting leads. But then once you do it enough times, you're like, okay, I'm just getting leads. That's it. I'm just getting leads. So yeah, I've literally just been getting leads all day and outreaching to them. Really, I think that's literally my day. I mean, apart from fulfillment somewhat, but other than that, it's just been leads. So yeah, I mean, it's the most valuable thing I can do at the moment. So I stick to that. I've literally cut my time spent doing down to like specific things, a few specific things, because they're the most valuable things I can spend my time doing at the moment, which is leads and everything. So yeah, so like if you were trying to clear your head of things that you're worried about doing, or things that you're like, oh, I've got to do this, got to do this. Write them all down and be like, right, this one's important, this one's important, this one's important. Okay, I'm just going to focus on doing these. If I'm doing one of these three things, there's nothing that I should really worry about, right? So I've kind of done that. I did that in this notepad. I went over it yesterday, but that's basically what I've been up to. My face looks like incredibly red in this video. Like compared to my arms, I think it's just the lighting up here. It's just like proper, it's the light's there, but fuck it. Anyway, yeah. So my day's literally just been that. And a week ago, I don't think I'd be able to do this, because I would think, I have always thought of leads as being the most menial, boring task ever. But now that you've done it for enough days in a row, you're like, it's just getting leads. It's just getting leads. Well, all it consists of is me putting my favorite music on and going onto Twitter, YouTube, websites, whatever, and getting email addresses or Twitter accounts to DM kind of thing, you know? So that's literally it. It's not actually that bad. It's boring, don't get me wrong. It's not fun, but it's not bad. It could be worse, you know? So that's all it is. So I'm just doing it now. And I've got like 250 leads today or something like that. So, I mean, it's time well spent. Whether they actually close, I don't know. But if you think you're closing every lead, 1 out of 100 leads, maybe that's too far going. But you're closing even 1 out of 100 leads, and you're getting, let's say, 2,000 from each of them. I'd say it's time well spent if you actually close them. And if you're getting 250 of them a day, every 2 days is 500. So every 2 days, supposedly, if you're closing 1% of them, you're getting £10,000, which obviously it's not that easy, but the maths says if you've got 500 leads and you're getting 1% of all of them, that's 5 leads. If they're paying 2,000 each, or 5 prospects that you close, if they're paying 2,000 each, that's 10,000. So, I mean, if it works out, then cool. But Outreach isn't starting until the VSL is edited. I think it should be done tomorrow or the day after. VSL being video sales letter, sending the emails. So cool. And then this value thing that we've got to send out, I don't know why that's taking so long to just give a thumbs up for. I think once we actually get on it, it will be done like straight away. So it's not too big of a problem. It's more the VSL you got to worry about. But yeah, it's basically been my day, man. Exciting. I'm kind of, to be honest, right, like straight from the heart. I'm living in Porto right now. I've said this. I say it, everyone's watching this series like, why does this guy keep telling me? But I'm living here, and I'm like, I've woken up at 11, and I spent my whole day until 5:30 getting leads. To which at 5:30 it's then dark. So I feel like I'm almost wasting my time here. You could say it's not wasting your time. Yeah, I would agree. But then again, it is, because you're not going to be here every day of the week. So there's a balance. I did go out after 5 p.m. I went and just walked along the river, and I bought some chestnuts, like some roasted warm chestnuts for €2. That was fun. And then I just walked along the river, contemplating what I'm going to do. I sat there listening to this guy play on the guitar for like half an hour. It was nice. I just sat there, like, pondering, very posh word. I was thinking about what I was doing. I keep thinking I just got to just do stuff, right? But I'm just thinking like this, whatever. I'm doing this. Cool. Why am I worried? Worst thing that's going to happen is what? I'm just going to lose my income streams and I start again. But I've learned something, and that's why failure is almost good, right? So, yeah, it's not that bad, you know. But yeah, I walked along the front and then got a pizza on the way home. I was looking for a pizza takeaway place because I didn't fancy eating it in the restaurant on my own tonight. I did it yesterday. I'm not going to do it again today. It's not that it was bad. I'd do it again. It wasn't bad, but I just couldn't be arsed. So I just stood in the restaurant and waited for my pizza to be made. That was nice. Walked it back home. Didn't have any of my pizza until I got home. It was like a 15-minute walk, so I was pretty disciplined not having any of my pizza on the walk home. Then ate it, and here I am right now after doing an hour's reading on the sofa to my right. And I'll give you a little go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sat on that sofa, beautiful. But yeah, I don't like how my face is so red. I look like a tomato, Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be my day. It's not too exciting, but it's what's got to be done. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but it's life. So we'll go again tomorrow. But I don't think there's much more for me to talk about today. Honestly, I don't think there's much value I can really give you. If you've got any questions or things that you want me to talk about in a video, I would appreciate if you put some comments. Not that I'm not asking directly, oh yeah, please put a comment. I'm expecting comments. If you have any questions or anything, I would love you to just leave a comment and I'll go over it in the next video. But yeah, I don't think there's too much for me to really talk about today. It's just been the same as yesterday, so. Yeah, just journaling. This thing is the most like valuable thing ever, because I said I was going to get all of the leads done in 90 minutes, like for influencers, which is I'd say the most menial one of the two. And yeah, I did it in 90 minutes because I've got this time. I'm like, okay, okay, I've got to get 25 more in the next, 20 minutes. Shit, let's go. And then I just pump them out. So yeah, good investment. It was only £10. It's on Amazon. I'll put a link to it. I'll put a link to it in the description. If you want to check it out, the link will be in the description. But yeah, I've got 2 YouTube videos cooking in the works. One of them is already edited, but I still need the thumbnail, which is taking fucking ages. And then I need the other one edited and the thumbnail done, which is already recorded. I just got to get it edited and the thumbnail done. And then I'm also going to do an apartment tour video in the next week. I won't upload it straight away, but I'll do that. So there's three YouTube videos that I'm cooking up that aren't me sat here waffling to a camera. So enjoy. But honestly, things that I haven't gone over before, it's like, I go over similar topics every time because I feel like there's different viewers watching every video. Like it's not going to be the same people watching every video. So if I somewhat step on a topic that I've talked about in a previous video, I don't think it's too big of a problem. Not that I'm going to do it now because there's nothing that I can really start waffling about. But there is one thing that I saw, and it was poverty and riches are both the I'm going to say babies of thought. I can't remember the exact words. What was the word? It was basically you have a thought, and the thought has hypothetically babies, and the babies are either poverty or riches, and and your thought kind of like points you towards which one. If you're thinking every day that you're going to be, now I'm explaining this so badly. If you're thinking every day that you're going to be poor, or this thing's happening, or this thing could happen, or this thing's going to happen, then you're constantly in a state of like stress and worry and discontentment and all these things, to which you're then going to act like that person, right? So when you're in a state of worry and a state of just stress and all this stuff, the average person is going to respond to that with being just lazy to try and distract their mind from that thing. So they'll watch TV or whatever. Whereas if you're not in a state of worry and you're like in a state of, I want this is what I'm going to do to get it, or these are the steps I'm going to take to get to where I want to get to, you're going to be in a state of actually doing stuff to get to that goal. So it's in two different ways of thinking, and it's easy to say because it's quite hard to just absolutely control your mind. I mean, there's books you can read on it, but it helps, but you've got to kind of work out yourself almost. But yeah, you need to get your mind in a state of which you're able to understand what your goals are and how you're going to get to your goals, and also not let your mind take over and then live instinctively and just do stuff because your mind will kind of like subconsciously wants to. Like, where I've said this before, when you're stressed or bored, you instinctively go on your phone, right? Because you want to avoid the stress or the boredom that you have. So you fill that void of stress and boredom with something that takes your mind off of it. I've said this. I'm not going to say the word TikTok. I've just said it, but yeah, it's the same thing, same principle. So yeah, just get in the right state of mind, really. Controlling your mind and thinking about, this is what I want to do. And if you're in a state of abundance and you're thinking about abundance all the time, like money, time, whatever it may be, then you want to be thinking about, you literally want to be thinking about abundance. Because if you're thinking about being poor, like, oh, what if this happens, or what if this happens, or what if this happens, you're always going to be living like with a ceiling above, with a ceiling above your head, and then you're not going to be able to actually get to where you want to get to because your mind is stuck in this hole. And until your mind's out of that hypothetical hole, or the metaphorical hole, then you're not going to get anywhere. I've absolutely butchered this, man. This is probably so hard to interpret what I'm trying to get across to you right now. I'm really sorry. But if it makes sense, cool. But yeah, if you're constantly thinking negatively, long story short, if you're constantly thinking negatively, you're not going to get to where you want to get to. You're just going to keep going on a downward spiral, right? Because that's what you're thinking about all the time, and that's how you're going to act, because you're always thinking negatively. Whereas, if you're thinking positively, you're thinking, okay, this is what I want to do. I've got this much time. Cool. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I want to do this. I want to achieve this. I want to be this person. You're going to start acting like that person. You're going to start doing the actions that person takes to get to those goals. And you're also going to be just getting to those goals, like doing the actions that actually get you there. Whether maybe they be small wins, big wins. And by small wins, I mean literally sitting down for 10 minutes with your thoughts and thinking, okay, and getting them all in check. I mean, like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Cool. Or journaling, just celebrate it, like the fact that I've just spent 10 minutes journaling. Yeah, it's not going to have an astonishing effect on my life, but if I keep doing it consistently, I'm going to improve, you know? So you've got to not think of things as yeah, this had no outcome. Like, I went on a walk. There's many reasons why you'd go on a walk, to maybe just clear your thoughts or just simply walk and do a bit of exercise. But that one walk isn't going to make an astounding effect on your life, that one walk. But if you're a somewhat overweight person and you go on a walk every single day, you're going to then slowly see the compounding effects of going on that walk. And by going on it once, you've showed up, and you keep doing it again, you're actually going to see a result of that walk. And it's the fact that you've done it once. If you've done it once, you're like, okay, that's what it's like. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. And just think of it as you're improving. Even if it's a 1% improvement, you're still improving. And if you can keep doing it, you're going to get so much further than just sat in your ass being like, oh, I could do this, but I'd much rather do this. I'd much rather watch TV. But you don't get fulfillment from watching TV. You don't get anywhere from watching TV. So rather than thinking things of like an instant return on the time that you put into something, like going on a walk or like journaling or like meditating, I don't know. I don't meditate. I've tried it a few times. I might do it again. I don't do it knowingly. I do it just probably on walks and stuff. It's pretty classed as meditation. But if you're doing it every day, you're going to improve. You do it once. You've just got to think of it as a way of. I'm butchering this so hard. I could explain this so well if I actually had my brain on. I'm trying to think of an example. One will come to me. Think of it like this. You want to do, let's say, this is probably the last thing I'll talk about because I haven't actually got that much content to really mention in this video. You want to, let's say you want to make money online, and the way you decide to try and make money online is you want to do drop shipping. Now, I know for a fact that drop shipping is very hard to do. It's possible, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of people trying to do it, and there's a lot of people looking for the same products as you are, to which selling your product is going to become very saturated because there's going to be a lot of people that are selling similar product to what you're selling. But you decide to go down the route of drop shipping. Now, you do drop shipping for a few weeks, you put, let's say, $300 into it, $300, whatever, and you don't get any returns on that money that you put in. Okay, now, you've done that drop shipping thing because you want to get to a goal of abundance, of money abundance, time abundance. You want to get that Lamborghini, whatever your goal or reasoning may be. I think the average one is probably a Lamborghini. I don't know why, but it's a materialistic thing that people can flex. So everyone wants social status. That's why they go for a Lamborghini. But you go down that path of drop shipping. It doesn't work, but there's a reason why you've done that drop shipping. It's because you saw the goal that you wanted to get to, and you took the action that you wanted to do to get to that goal. Now, if you're thinking in a negative mindset, if you're thinking about, oh, this could happen, you're never going to put $300 into drop shipping ever, because you're like, okay, this could happen, oh shit, this could happen, I'm not going to do this could fail. Whereas if you put the $300 into drop shipping, yes, you've lost the $300, but you've learned a shit ton about marketing, about strategy, about sales, about online consumer products, about copywriting, about just human psychology and people buying products. You've learned, okay, this clearly doesn't work. I can do this next time. But, so you've got to understand as a failure is actually success. If you think about it as a loop, you could have failure, success, right? But if you just have failure, you're just going to keep going full circle with nothing. No, I'm not saying, not failure, sorry. When you're, I keep butchering this, I probably look like such an idiot. When you just sit there and you don't do anything, you're just sat here, you don't move. Whereas if you have a failure, yes, you move, but it's a failure, but you're learning. And most people watching this are going to be somewhat my age. And if you're afraid of failure, you're never going to get anywhere, because you can't expect it to just click like that. Yes, some people are, yes, it has for some people, and that's what makes people think that it should be like that every time, which it isn't. But because people like Iman Ghazi or whoever have succeeded at such a young age. You're like, why aren't I doing that? So you've got to get into that mindset of, it's not going to work for me. It's not going to work. You can't expect it to work every time. But every time you do it, you're succeeding in a way because you're learning from your failures, and you're also learning a load of skills along the way as well. So it's all a process, man. So if you fuck up in one way, I don't think it's a problem. I think you've just got to look at, rather than looking at I fucked up, I lost 300 quid. Think about it as, I learned this doesn't work. I learned that I can do this better. I learned this, I learned how to make a Shopify store. I know how to do all these things. So yeah, and it kind of explains my point, because if you want to get to a goal, you're going to start to look at things like drop shipping. You're going to start to look at things like making an agency or selling a service, selling a product, whatever it may be, because you want to get to that goal. Because you don't get to that goal from being stagnant and not doing anything. So again, if you're sat in a negative mindset and you're like, yeah, this could happen, oh, this could happen, oh, I'd much rather sit on my ass and be comfortable, and I'm okay with my current situation, even though I don't like it. I'm alive. I'm not really living though. Cool. I'm just going to be sat here. Yeah, I'm okay, cool. You're not going to actually take any action to actually get to your goals, how are your goals going to actually come into fruition if you're never doing anything? You just sat there on your ass because you're scared that it might not work. So instead of being scared and in a mind of, worried mind, be in a mind of understanding what your goals are, being in a mind of riches. Because if you understand what your riches are and the ones you want to get to, you're going to take actions to get to those riches. Simple as that. I don't think there's anything more I need to explain there. I've absolutely butchered that. I probably could have done it in about a tenth of the time that it took me to explain it, but we got there in the end, so apologies for wasting your time. And if I look like an idiot, I understand why, because I butchered that quite a bit. But anyway, yeah. I don't think there's much more for me to talk about in this video, honestly. Just thank you for watching, and we'll go again tomorrow. I'm going to use, I've said this so many times, use my time more intentionally and work for specific hours of time, and then go out for specific hours of time, because I can't be living in Porto. I mean, I've only got 2 days on my own now, and then my mum comes, and then I travel around Europe for a few days, and then I go home. So I'm going to work in the morning from, let's say, 9 a.m. If I wake up at 8, I mean, it's currently 1:32. I can say I'm going to wake up at 8. Am I actually going to? I don't know. But I'll try my best. I know it sounds naive to say that, but I've just literally got to get up when I wake up. That's simply it. That's literally it. Like when my alarm goes off. But yeah, I start working at 9. Say I put 6 hours into getting leads again, or 8 hours even. I'm going to finish at 5. It's going to be dark again, but it's the kind of sacrifice you have to kind of put in if you want to get to where you want to get to. Then again, I've only got 2 more days here. If I can just compile 200 leads, that sticks me to the promise that I made to myself. So I'm going to do that. I'll probably I just want to nail in on working and work from, let's say, 9 until 3. I might go to a coffee shop again because I properly lock in there. So anyway, that gives you an update on my day. Just leads. I'll update you on when the outreach starts and how that's going. I mean, we've got 5 replies already. I just need to get them on calls. But yeah, we keep going because I haven't even started influencer marketing outreach, and I've got like 1,200. No, we've got 2,200 leads because there's another 1,000 coming in as well from a guy that we've outsourced it to. So yeah, I'll let you know when we get to that. But again, if you don't outreach people, if people don't know about the product you're selling, then how are you going to sell your product? So that's what we're focusing on at the moment. Anyway, that's me out. I don't think there's much more I need to say. I'll link this timer in the description. Turn it back on. That's pretty decent. Just put the timing in then. And yeah, but yeah, I'll put that in the description. If you want to buy it, feel free. But yeah, I do recommend it. It's unreal. Just set the amount of time that you're going to work for, and work until the timer goes off. Simple as that. Anyway, I'm waffling. Thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow night again. I've got today, tomorrow night, which is Wednesday night, Thursday night. So 2 more videos after this of me properly talking to a camera, and then we go back to the little short vlogs again because my mum's here, then I'm traveling Europe, so I can't sit down in front of a camera just physically can't. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow night. Cheers.